It's Monday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulu Olabisi Ubu, and as usual, I have my amazing ladies in the house. Alahaja Angel Nima.
Today is my angelic. So you know me, I'm following you. I'm your student.
Okay.
So I'm an advocate of recycling. I don't know who the stylist of this dress was.
Okay.
We had it for our 10th anniversary or
one of those
Christmas.
Yes,
it
was
Christmas. So
I remember.
So I just took it then, I laundered it and kept it bottom box. So this morning as I was scattering, it's the only bottom box I didn't have to iron. So I just wore it. I have
looking good.
Iftar dinner later today in the evening somewhere in Ikoyi.
Okay.
So I think it will do.
It would definitely.
It works.
Well, I want Muslims listening to pray for my grandma. It's been 25 years. She passed yesterday.
Oh.
Yes, and it's my sister's birthday also yesterday.
Oh. Happy birthday
celebrate both. My
to
grandma
Nima's
was
sister.
a very, very sweet, very tried. She had a very trying life. So whenever I remember, I always pray that the afterlife for her will be just bliss.
Sweet
That's
as
what
well.
I would console her. Salah, I'm a daughter of Salah. Salamatu.
Salamatu.
Yes, very proud to be her child.
All right. Top web Mark Odige. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. Monday mornings are very different when I'm coming from Agudo. The traffic is 1 hour 30 minutes.
Whoa! What time did you set up?
I cannot even conceptualize because I kept looking at the time. I'm like, hey, we're still inside this traffic. It was really bad. So the entire third mainland was locked down. But my weekend was very interesting. It was back to back. Billionaire Conclave was Friday and Saturday, and then Saturday there was party, and they were literally dragging my husband from the dance floor. Oga did not want to stop dancing. It was like this groove in my body. I want to drop it here, but it was just so much fun. And then I spent yesterday sleeping.
Before?
Yeah. Because
to recoup.
Yeah. No, funny, I didn't feel, I was thinking that my leg would pain me. No, this gym is working. I didn't feel leg pain at all. Yeah. But I still had to rest. So I had a very eventful weekend, and I'm really grateful to God, and I'm excited to be on the show today.
Yeah, amazing. How
It's
you
good
doing,
to see
Miriam?
you.
Good to see you. Yeah, weekend, Saturday was same for all of us, I guess. Mariah's brother's wedding was fantabulous.
It was party.
I got there late because I had a busy morning. So by the time I got there, most of the party had happened, but thankfully, there remained small part of that party for me. I really enjoyed myself there. But then, sadly, on Sunday, a classmate of mine passed away. It was so sad because we had just heard that she had been ill. And, we're all, praying together and everything. And then to just hear the shocking news that she had passed, I refused to acknowledge that message. I was like, no, there's no how I'm going to receive this message. The last time I saw her was, I think it was in Abuja last year at the airport. I hadn't seen her in a while since our last reunion, and we caught up, She was just such a wonderful person, someone that lived life and enjoyed life. I spent yesterday just going through her Facebook page and seeing how she lived her life so beautifully with her children. I still don't want to accept that she's passed. Yeah, so
it's a sad way to end an interesting weekend.
Yeah,
so rest in peace.
Amen. Amen. My weekend was weekending.
We partied. And the food.
We danced.
Oh God.
Imagine Ramatu
now guess
at a
what?
Lagos party, she no one chop crabs and all of that.
Wait, so when Nima saw me, she was like, hey, auntie, this one that you cinched, are you sure you can bring? I said, no, I got it. I used to cinch. After I ate, I'm like, I could not even finish it. All those dance I was dancing, I was not myself. I was just acting,
you have your waist to stoop up. But it was looking you.
Yeah, we had fun. On Friday, I had gone to a premiere. Biodu Stevens' new movie, I Am Anis.
Lovely.
It was a powerful story talking about how we can support women better, and it was good. Then Saturday, the wedding, and yesterday I slept all day like I needed to, because when me and YK meet, there's something that happens between
shampoo.
us.
That's what has happened. She now said she was missing me.
Oh my God.
Can't be fasting and
we finished how many bottles? She was just bringing out the bottles. We were just there, me, YK, and Mr. Mark.
Lande, YK's cousin.
We always enjoy our
Ramatu
parties.
was like, your husband can groove like this.
Before.
I say, oh, you don't know. People assume, oh, Topo, how is your husband coping with you? I say, ask me, how am I coping with him?
That was interesting. Yeah,
congratulations to the couple.
Congratulations, Jenny and
I think Mo needs to rest. She played Mama.
Yes,
You
so
know,
mother
and
of the
she
groom.
was
Did it
exhausted. Yeah, she needs to
I'm
rest.
sure Omaka will be proud.
All right, let's take a short break here. When we come back, we look into the top stories in the papers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. So starts the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Okay. Major headline: Rivers crisis. Cold war persists between Fubara lawmakers. Uncertainty over today's executive legislature parley. Transcorp Group doubles turnover to 408 billion. Profit rises by 132%. $20 million grant. Oyetola followed due process, says APC. Ayanwo counters Ude Okoye's memo on PDP NEC meeting. Conspiracy and injustice in the appointment of Vice Chancellor for Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria 2025. CBN to contain Naira volatility with foreign forex inflows. 2.3 million to sit for UTME from April 25. What stories do we have in The Nation?
Okay, major headline. River State Governor Fubara, may your ego not end the state. So the lawmakers that the Supreme Court reinstated had given him a 48-hour ultimatum to represent the budget, which I found very gracious. I think she been at the same budget to give for people, just give the remaining 27 house, full house, the same budget, but he didn't do that. The ultimatum expired on Friday. His secretary to the government of Rivers State then wrote to the House, inviting them to a legislative executive parley on behalf of the governor, which is supposed to happen today at 10 a.m. And the stories in The Nation says that, according to some sources, the lawmakers are unhappy that he disregarded their letter sent to him, but he wrote them another letter. Now, in this letter, he's looking at 4 items. He's looking at the provision of a befitting space for the assembly sitting, which he had gone to the House then and taking down the House of Assembly when those 27 lawmakers defected, saying that they needed, there was danger, or I think he said the structure was effective. And then, so he said now he's looking at provision of a befitting space for the assembly sitting. He's looking at payment of all their outstandings, their remuneration and their allowances. And he's also looking at presenting the budget and other sundry matters and any other matter that may be necessary to be discussed. Now, I want to plead with the House of Assembly members in Rivers State, because the way it's going, Egos does they fly everywhere. Let's them be the bigger person because they have a bigger interest. They are representatives of all the constituencies, the different constituencies in Rivers State. If one man refuses to be a bigger person, the entire state know how to. So somebody has to be the elder. I would like that the speaker and some members attend the parley. After they've heard him, they invite him to present the budget and continue with the governance of Rivers State. So they will let him know with action that he is being a small person. Because this has passed, the Supreme Court has ruled. If it is not about any other interest, let governance take place. Represent budget, discuss matters of the House at the Assembly. You cannot hold the state to ransom, but as it's going like this, threats are coming from the job groups up and down. You know, this is totally unnecessary. And even he has incited these people saying that the boys should be vigilant. You know, these are totally unnecessary things, but you know, you should please.
Yeah, so I have a total of over 2 million candidates have registered for this year's UTME and JAM. They said this is the highest number of applications the board has received in its history of conducting UTME. Last year they had over 1.9 million candidates that are applied, and they said these exams will start April 25th in over 700 computer-based test centers nationwide. The public communication advisor to JAM also confirmed that the board has closed its registration for the examination March 8th. So that was on Saturday. They are saying over 200,000 candidates are expected to participate in an optional mock examination April 5th. Now, all this number is not including foreign students who are interested in writing JAM. That's a whole, number of
these are just
applicants.
Nigerians.
Yes. So for me, so what does this mean? What does this mean for finally getting into universities? How many slots are open for university? What does it mean for NEL Fund and the people who may be needing? So, we're having more and more, our population is growing, more children are applying to go into schools, and we know that there's usually like a shortage of that. And then I also recall that there's some people that had complained about trying to register for this same JAM. I hope that that was also sorted out, or if they're included in these, if they're excluded from this number as well. Just a lot, data to work with towards for other things.
So I'm taking the story of what's happening in Osun State. The former governor, the current governor. So the current governor had taken a petition to the EFCC accusing the former governor, who is the current minister for blue, I like that ministry, blue economy, the minister of marine and blue economy, who was the former governor of Osun State, about misappropriating this $20 million fund that was given as a grant for the health sector in Osun State. Now, in reply, the APC media of Osun State released a detailed report saying this is just a witch hunt, and that they are publicized. They've released a document detailing everyone who got the contract, how the money was spent, and the fact that the money went into the healthcare system of Osun citizens, and that in the tenure of Oyetola, they uploaded and published the 110 contracts and the procurement details of those contracts, that nobody that got the contract from the health grant was a member of APC or even in the cabinet. So if he has any information, he should declare his information, which is encountering the EFCC petition that was raised. And they also mentioned the fact that accused the current governor that in the past 2 years he has only uploaded 7 contracts. So they're accusing him of not being transparent and saying that they have published their own details. For me, I like healthy conversations like this, where we can disagree, but we do it healthy. We drop the document, you say your own, I say my own, the public can decide. But what is happening in Rivers is not good at all for me.
So the Central Bank of Nigeria is poised to contain the resurfaced Naira volatility with forex inflows surge recorded in the market last week. They said the Naira depreciated by 3.6% to 1,556 Naira 63 kobo USD at the foreign exchange markets, NFEM, the official market, despite CBN's intervention, selling $59 million to authorized dealers. The auction funds, however, helped limit further weakening amid persistence, of the fall, excess demand over supply. And analysts at Cordros Security said that FX reserves leveled declined by $115 million $115 million week on week to $38.34 billion, marking the 8th consecutive week of the decline. So there's a lot of numbers here and data, but whatever they are saying is that they are trying as much as possible to support the markets and seeing how our naira can stabilize for a bit. The naira stabilized a bit, and then it seems like it's beginning to fall again, and CBN is doing whatever it can to make sure that they are able to just hold it with the money that the federal government is giving to them, to see how they can just hold the market. But if we are really not exporting, I don't know how that is sustainable. Well, we'll be taking a breather here. When we come back, we'll continue the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, Yifadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
It's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No, sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Saraki Serap tackle Akpabio over Natasha's suspension. South Congress deepens PDP crisis as NWC Wike camp clash. Federal government under fire over plans to import Europe waste. Man flees as girlfriend found dead in Lagos apartment. Diphtheria, Lagos meets WHO and CDC over outbreak in school. 4,111 convictions secured, over 364.5 billion recovered in 2024 EFCC. I wanted to say 4,101.
21.
21. RFI meets Aregbesola Bakari as ex-governor deepens consultation. What do you have?
So I have the diphtheria story. According to the Punch, Lagos State government has convened a meeting between critical stakeholders in the health industry over the breakout of diphtheria at the King's College, Lagos.
Oh, wow.
According to the special advisor to the governor on health, Dr. Kemi Oguyemi, she confirmed that they will be meeting with the NCDC, the WHO, and the Ministry of Health. Will be having this critical meeting, and that they are working on it, and she's unwilling to give details until after the meeting. The news agency has broke the news that this broke out in King's College, but the King's College did not give a stand as to what has happened.
Wow.
News agency reports that some students were hospitalized because of it. A parent who tried to speak on anonymity also blamed the school, saying that the school is insisting there was no such breakout in the school, but yet they took some students to look, and then they forced other students to start to wear face masks in school,
and nothing happened.
And diphtheria, of course, is a cough. Yes, is a transmittable, communicable disease that
Okay. Yeah, I have the director, Department of Pollution Control and Environmental Health, Mrs. Bahijatu Abubakar. She was explaining that Nigeria imports two specific types of waste: mutilated rags and fiber, and refuse-derived fuel used for energy generation. She stated that the mutilated rags are recycled into raw materials for textile industry in Nigeria for the production of sweaters, blankets, and baby shawls. And on the other hand, the waste for cement is used in the kilns of cement production. Of course, she's getting all sorts of criticism, like, why are we importing waste? Why are we importing this sort of waste? As we know, Africa, Nigeria is a huge dumping site. We have our own waste, this waste that we generate as well. There are all sorts of e-waste and everything that's coming here. Anyway, she says that this is a highly regulated importation and exportation business. The European Union and other the European Union provides it. There are about 23 countries that have applied to import this waste, and Nigeria is one of the countries.
Why? We can use our own.
Nigeria, there's just so much. I just feel that maybe we're really late to be party of recycling and using our waste for this.
So they want to now quickly give us their own.
No. What I'm saying is that, so this is coming to, we're hearing about this and getting angry because we too were just understanding that system. So I hope that this means conversation will now be about us using our waste, exporting our waste for money, But we import a lot. There's packaging, clothing, bottles, plastics, demolition materials, concrete, bricks, stones, food waste, all sorts of stuff that we import into the country. But
what's our office
look at dumping sites everywhere.
Everywhere is full.
Miro, our office. The person
is the Department of Pollution Control and Environmental Health.
That office should know that we don't generate any energy from waste.
If not, we have not learned how to do that.
If we go down, the one on Igondo is already causing a health hazard to the hospital.
I want to take the US glitch. So the Punch reached out to the United States Department of State, and based on the fact that they had gotten a lot of complaints. So they said they've been inundated with reports of glitches on that Nigerians have been facing with visa application. And because of that, they had to go and ask the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria that what is going on. So today, the press officer of the Public and Congressional Affairs Bureau of Consular Affairs, U.S. Department of State, Jennifer Johnson, has made it known that there was a glitch, that the system glitch has led to those that even had appointments, they couldn't get their appointments done. But the information will be sent to them for all of them to reapply. Then there was also the fact that there was a migration that took place last year, and many people had issues during that migration. They migrated from an old system to a new system, and they faced a lot of challenges. But aside from the migration and the issues within the US visa application processing, is that we Nigerians are also exploiting each other in the journey of getting visas. And if the system works and we do not compromise it, we might actually see a more substantial solution.
But they're asking us to pay again. Every time their system has a glitch, we have to pay again. I've paid like twice now.
There are many other countries in the world operating within Nigeria and don't have this issue. So US really needs to work on this.
They know what they're doing. Vanguard, major headline, how Unity schools crashed from glory to dishonor. Saraki Serap disagree with Akpabio. That's about Akpoti Uduahan's suspension. Hardship insecurity worsening in Nigeria, according to the Catholic bishops. EFCC secures 4,111 convictions. 1 is in my head. Biggest asset recovery in 2024. Rivers suspense as Fubara summons pro-Wike lawmakers for peace talks. At 99, all I want for Nigeria is unity and good governance. Tanko Yakasai. And building businesses that prioritize humanity. This is Asiwaju Prince Olatunji Olusoji. What stories do we have in the Vanguard?
The President of the Senate, Akpabio, has cautioned critics against making uninformed comments on the affairs of the Senate. He's urging the public to understand the parliamentary rules before engaging in debates. As we also know, the former Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, had described it as cheap politics. So, before I read this one, the Senate President had gone for, he had received a delegation from the Niger Delta Ethnic Nationalities Youth Leaders Forum in Abuja. And while receiving them, he mentioned, some of the comments, and he says that they are trying, that some of the comments is a way of taking out a person from Niger Delta. So Bukola Saraki had, earlier made some remarks about it and said he should, there has to be a proper procedure concerning the allegations and how this has been handled. And he's responding to what Akpabio now said to this delegation. He says that he calls it cheap politics and trivializing of a serious issue, the claim by Senator Akpabio that the call on him to ensure that transparent and open process was instituted to investigate the accusation leveled against him was an attempt to remove a Niger Delta person from office. So he says that that we don't trivialize it, don't politicize it. He was just saying there's a process, make sure it's a transparent process and is followed. Serap is also calling on the Senate President, calling him out, and they're saying that no one should ever be punished for speaking without permission. So they said that it is against Senator Akpoti Uduahan's fundamental human rights have been suspended for that long. She's a representative of many, of her constituency, and to have been removed that way. So clearly, as we know, this is a very huge matter, in the policy, and we're waiting to hear how this is resolved going forward.
So I'll take the EFCC story quickly. The fact that EFCC has secured 4,111 convictions, that this is the biggest and biggest asset recovery within 2024. So a lot of people don't assume that EFCC is always just publish, or you see it online. You don't know if they have convictions, but this is a detailed report that there were convictions just within 1 year, to the tune of 4,111, and Lagos recorded the highest number of convictions with 685, followed by Enugu with 516, and Maiduguri had the lowest number of convictions with 95. The funds recovered, because there was a lot of funds recovered, has been put into the use for Nigerians, one of which was 50 million naira grant recovered from the EFCC, given to the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, as a way to support Nigerian students. So when the corrupt funds, just so that you understand there's a process, those getting loans now are also getting from funds recovered from corruption, and EFCC has been working. So if you want to know more, read the story in detail.
Yeah, so we have to go, but I found this story in the Tribune interesting. Abacha family rejects Babangida's claim on June 12th annulment. So
I took that. So the family, they say 18 days after the public presentation of the former military president, General Ibrahim Babangida's memoir, A Journey in Service, the Abacha family is responding. So the family has strongly rejected the claims made by General Babangida that Abacha was responsible for the annulment of June 12th.
Oh, wow.
They said that it distorts historical facts and attempts to shift blame for one of Nigeria's most controversial political decisions. He said that it's important to state unequivocally that General Sani Abacha was neither the head of state nor the commander-in-chief at the time June 12th election was annulled. The decision to annul the election was made under the administration of General Ibrahim Babangida, who, as the the then head of state held absolute executive powers and solely responsible for the action of his government.
So everybody will tell their truth. The way they remember it, the way they see it, but your truth may be a lie to you.
But just tell the truth. The truth is the truth.
Just tell your own version, because you may not really know. It's between what happened and God.
You know the truth.
Yeah.
You know the truth. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth.
Let's take a short break now. When we come back, we'll move on to other aspects of the show. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment with Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
and place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
We should be celebrating the International Women's Day because sometimes people feel like women, we're always celebrating women. And to this Women's Day, it is International Women's Day. We're always trying to portray and push women. I've had to, even over this weekend, over-explain to people, why is your show always supporting women? And it's because we need to remind women. Because for many years, women didn't have a voice. And some women right now still don't know they have a voice. They have options, they have platforms, they can be protected, they can aspire, they can achieve dreams, they can dream big. So you may not know. So when we do International Women's Day and we have conversations around these kind of things, we raise the awareness of women. We raise the awareness of the girl child to aspire to become a senator. When we highlight how it is extremely unfair to have 4 senators among 109, it will raise the conversation of let's have more women. And some girls will now be like, I want to make this difference. In the next 10 years, I want to be in the House of Assembly. I want to be a senator. So when we have conversations, it is extremely important. And apologies to the men, because the world seemed to have moved to be listening to the women more. So I also wanted to highlight the women who made the sacrifices for the platforms that we have now, because many women actually did. There were times women couldn't drive, women couldn't vote, women had no say in their marriages, their body belonged to their husbands. If the husband felt they should have 15 children, even to the detriment of their health, they would continue having those children. But some women fought and some women battled so that other women could say, I want just 2 kids and I can have just 2 kids, you know. So for me, that is why we celebrate International Women's Day, so that people can remember the heroes of the past and can aspire to greater heights in future as women.
Amazing. Nice. So yesterday in church, when we were leaving, they asked the men to stand and form that guard of honor is what you call it, where like they stand. A walkway. Yes, a walkway, and all the women had to walk through. Guard of honor. Yes, I thought, oh, how sweet! It was really nice, and so I made sure that I went to nearly the beginning of the thing so that I could walk right through, you know. And then all the conversations that we're having, the communities meeting, I thought, nice, all fine, you know, all well and good. But this particular year, I have to be honest with you, I wasn't so excited about celebrating International Women's Day. I feel that we talk quite a bit, but when it comes to showing support and showing real action, I don't know, I'm finding women wanting in this regard. So yes, we're talking, encouraging women to be senators, and then they become senator. It's one thing to become a senator, it's another thing to allow a senator to be a senator in her own right. not as a daughter of, not as a wife of, should, you know, knowing that she has been elected just like you to represent her constituency. And that when that senator raises her voice and asks for a right or asks for clarification, that somehow her voice is not drowned. So it's enough to throw those parties and have those conversations and remind women over and over again, oh, there was a time we couldn't speak, but now you can speak. The time you couldn't go to work, now you can go to work. I was saying something to my daughter concerning this. And some of the things that we are still talking about, it does not resonate with her because we've won that war. We've won it. So we should move on to the other battles. Now move on to the other battles, which is when someone stands up to have a conversation and demand for their rights. Women are not turning their heads away. They are not using things like, if it is, why is this person accusing me of this thing? Is it because she thinks people are not as beautiful as she is? I found that very irritating. So for me, this International Women's Day, for fellow women like me, what are we doing? What are we pushing for? Who are we in support of? The war that we're fighting, what it is that we're asking for is very different from what the men are asking for. Are we ready? Are we just paying lip service to all these parties and dressing up nice and showing up in pink, green, and yellow? Because that's what it felt to me this year.
I like that. Nima.
Okay, so the entire idea around this is equality. You know, equal opportunities at home, at workplaces, you know, equal human rights. It's basically human rights. You know, if you have the right to your space, to your decisions as a man, a woman right next to you as a wife or, you know, a companion or a colleague should have equal rights. But, you know, it's still an issue in workplaces, whether we like it or not, you know, that the woman is always told when a compromise has to be done. It's a softer gender, it's our softer part, our feminine part. And we've, you know, sort of made it masculine to stand up, to speak up, you are not using your feminine side enough, and all of those advocacy that we see more often now. You can no longer be outspoken, and it's not a feminine thing. You're supposed to be abnormal. And men use it, women also use it, you know. They say maybe the way you talk to her,
your tone,
for, you know, woman now, you know how this thing they do. You know, I always said that our feminine side is a weapon. We can use it, but it doesn't mean that when we decide not to use it, we shift it and we use the other, or we are abnormal, you know. And those are some of the major issues we have. If you look at gender-based violence, the percentage is still more on women than men, because right in the homes where they're supposed to be safe and secure, they are not. We had a caller who called recently and said, well, we're discussing the issue of 100 million. Some women would have left their marriages. And when she talked about what she's facing, she said even for 2 million, she have left. She just need empowerment to live, you know. And people are dealing with such issues. That's from her home. A woman my father used to say that if my daughters cross the door, whoever they meet, they should be able to open up and say what has happened. And I remember growing up, and it's from I thought it meant that from the door I can be loud. So my father said, walk inside and talk now. Why he shouted, hey daddy, are you up? I'll be shouting from the door. But it meant that you're safe. That's your safe space. Once you come into that place, nobody judges you. Nobody demeans you. You can then approach and, you know, you're free to express yourself. But in certain homes, I was called sports brat a lot, because, you know, that's not the means. They didn't wait for me to learn it. And so if you see in certain places, some people still consider certain things, the way their biases are wired, wrong. And then to be in the hijab as a woman, where you don't know, your eye go see something. Because you now choose. The definition is that you are oppressed because you choose to. I wrapped myself, nobody wrapped me. If I unwrap myself, nobody can unwrap me. But then you choose to sit with your bias and judge whether it is oppression or not. Look me well. Do I look oppressed?
Never.
Or you can oppress. And you'll be mistaken if you think so. And a lot of women like that who have friends in tech. Most of our hijabite friends now are now moving to tech, and they are acing it. They're in Canada, they're doing well. And why they choose it is because in tech, it is your knowledge that comes first. Nobody wants to come and price your knowledge. But those in Nigeria are still facing what they are facing. Once you have to work with a company, somebody still tells you that it is until you are dressed their way or you're naked that you're not. You know, they seize the opportunities. They don't give you enough. So what we are even discussing here today is basic human rights for a woman or the female gender, a girl, or it's just basic equal rights. But it's sad that in homes, when the choice of education has to be made between two kids who are of different gender, it's most likely the woman who will be told that to step back a lot of times. And so from our homes is where I want this conversation to continue to happen. Sadly, in some homes, elite homes like Miriam's home, these are not the conversations. But the homes I see, they're still having it in 2025.
To be shocking to know.
To be shocking.
All right, we'll take a breather here. When we come back, we'll take phone calls and messages. Stay with us.
At this point, I contest my jam.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa King.
A great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa King.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
It's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend?
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I will not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's get talk now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. TVC Entertainment with pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Welcome back. So we're still talking about this International Women's Celebration, and everybody has shared their thoughts, but I would like to call our viewers to call in and join the conversation on 02016352013 or 09024163440. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag UTVC. So I like all the angles, right? And for me, two truths can coexist. We have some parts where we're still struggling and fighting for equality, and that may be in the majority of what we have. But we have also moved on from there in other places where we see that it's not equality that is the problem anymore. It's now what we do with that equality. Like Mariam rightly said, what actions are we taking when people now get to that position and they are representing us as women? And the case, for example, is what has happened in the Senate. We're expecting that by now we'll have a lot of female people coming out to speak against what has happened, because we're setting an example for younger people who are saying, I aspire to be a president, I aspire to be in the Senate, I aspire to be a governor. And then when they get to that position, they now realize that they're on their own. The other female people who are supposed to support them and make sure that we are all doing this together would leave them if anything happens. So it's not encouraging to that young woman out there. I've spoken to a lot of people girls who I know are doing amazing in their different fields, but nobody wants to venture into politics. Even some people don't want to venture into leadership in their supposed companies because they know that they are going to be on their own. So the conversation has moved from equality. Now there's still some aspects of that which international organizations, NGOs are dealing with, to see that the boy and the girl child has equal opportunity to go to school. We still have that. But now when we now decide to rise as women, do we have the full support of every woman out there? That is where the action. So it's not just about lip service now. We need to now begin to walk the talk. If Tope has a position out there and Tope is being oppressed, do I sit down and feel like, hey, after all, it's Tope, they don't catch him today? Or am I saying that Tope should be given equal rights? Tope's voice should be heard. Tope should be able to speak up. Is that where we are? But that's not where we are. And that's the reality of the whole thing.
So we need to celebrate Bukola Saraki, former senator, who has been speaking up on this issue. You took the story earlier today, and he's been in the papers talking about this since last week. Not in a bipartisan or partial way, just calling for fair hearing. Let justice be seen to be done.
I'm not a fan of Bukola. Sorry to interrupt you, because he was Senate president when the First Lady was thoroughly abused, and I saw him play politics of friendship, of godfather with his boy, Nomelaya at the time. So sorry.
But he's speaking now.
Sorry.
So let's
because now
acknowledge.
it's politics. It's still politics.
Let's acknowledge that he's speaking now. There are many others that have political leverage if they speak, but still chose not to because they will look at it and say, it doesn't serve me. I don't want to be on the wrong side of a powerful person. But taking it away from Natasha, when Mariam was talking about, like BC said, we can be on two different sides. I think that last week we were having a conversation, and I also was of the opinion that we're not doing enough. And Osai made me look back in history. That's the fact that yes, there's been massive improvement. Is because he's moving small. He's not big the way them Fumilayos was big, but we are having those movements.
Let me pause you a bit and take a caller. He's been waiting. David from Ikotun. Good morning, David.
Please, I quickly just want to...
we can barely hear you. We need volume, please.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Please, I just want to report this. This happened. I don't know the topic you're talking about, but I just want to quickly create awareness of what happened to me. On last week, I was driving. I was under Ikeja under bridge. We were on the queue. There was a traffic at Ikeja with the police officers. Some police officers were there. But we observed the traffic indicated green with red.
Sorry. Let me pause you there. Does this have anything to do with what we're talking about?
Know what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay, please. I think the producers will have to take your complaints
off air. You can still be on.
Please. Thank you so much. Please.
So I feel that when personally I'm always like, I want to do something big, and I have conversations with my mentors, and they'll be like, Tokwe, like you're moving the needle little by little. Yes, you should feel that hunger, but still remain grateful for what you've done. So we've had people that have spoken up for Natasha, maybe not as much as we would like them to be. Maybe not the people we feel they should, because during the break we were discussing, I'm like, the first ladies have not and first ladies have not spoken up. There are many women that are powerful that they have not thrown their voice, but Fumila Ransom-Kuti is a quote-unquote strong person, but there are other people that influenced what was going on in their time too. So maybe it might not be the big ones, but the small ones can become big. Let them continue speaking. Let the big ones see that without them, we can generate critical mass. We can generate momentum. We can still achieve a whole lot as a group of people. Thankfully, we have social media to continue to put our voices out there, but there's a whole lot that we have achieved that must be acknowledged, even as we're working towards the bigger things that we hope to achieve.
Okay, we'll have another caller, Ajayi from Akure. Good morning, Ajayi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
We are live.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
We can hear you. Please listen to the phone call.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. My own contribution is that I don't know what other corporations you want from the men. Again, one, because why must it be sex? That will be a problem. That will be a weapon for women to fight the men this time around. The men have been assisting women. We have been helping these women to get to wherever they want to get to.
Okay.
We have been fighting to support the women. Why are you not using this system now to fight? Every other thing is there, but only sex. You know that is the only weapon you have to fight the people. It should be an excuse. In the first place, when was this issue of sex? When did it happen? Did she complain? Did she tell anybody? Why must not, when she's now failing, she now knew that, yes, she's at stake now, she now use that weapon as a weapon to fight Akpabio. I'm not even only Akpabio. The men, politically, the men have been assisting. When they are holding meetings, you hardly see women there, political meetings. Both night, morning, everywhere. You see me going to clubs to find time to create space, to discuss politics or whatever. You hardly see the women around there. Midnight, they will say, I'm a woman, but they prefer to go and spend 2 million, 3 million buying hair at saloon. Why the men will be busy contributing to the party?
Ouch.
But when the men will have struggled and made everything ready now, they will not come up and say, hey, we have to share this inequally. What are they sharing inequally? When you go to university, do you pay? Are you not paying the same school fees?
We are. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ajayi. I like that line of thought as well. But let me come to Miriam.
We will hear everybody.
So, you know,
we don't need to like it.
For me, let me go back to where I wanted to I'll respond to him as well later. So this is not about saying that people are not speaking up or we're not moving the needle. In fact, the greats that we like to call upon and extol their virtues and celebrate today, at the time that many of them were doing what we're celebrating today, they were not appreciated. So we understand that. We understand that we're moving the needle. What we're saying is that every time we have a day where we're celebrating, we go back and dig up these hard-working women from their graves.
From Mbochi.
Bring them out of their graves to come and celebrate them again. They have done their work. They've given us a platform. We need to move to the next level. That's what we're saying. And the next level where I'm calling out, that's why I like this call, a part of this call, which is what he says, that men have been our allies. Men are becoming our allies. My own conversation is for women to women. Yes, there are women in different communities, different levels that are supporting each other, but then there are times that we need women to show up strong without any fear, without favor, and stand up for what, you know, for what we're all fighting for, for equal representation. It's okay for a woman to speak up and have her voice heard, and these women should feel confident standing alongside a woman and asking that her human rights should not be violated. That's what I'm talking about. I'm charging us women, when we find another woman in a situation, are we quick to, yes, that's her issue. That's the way, you know, that's her own issue. It does not happen to me. I have not been approached that way. What is she doing that is making them approach her? Why is she the only one that even gets more? She even gets more privileges than the rest of us. You know, those are the sort of conversations you hear when one woman is fighting something. But when it's a man, they all stand up. You can hear this man. He probably doesn't know Akwabi. Maybe he knows, but probably has never even sat, you know, at the Senate with them. But he's speaking up. And that's what I would like for us to do. Not for lies. I'm not saying just believe women just like that. But there are some things that are just not right. Suspending, you know, I don't want to make it about Natasha, but just suspending her for 6 months, a person and a senator that's representing a constituency. So what's going to happen for the 6 months? For me, I think it's a bit too much. And we have seen situations that have been way worse. They didn't get that sort of suspension. In fact, no suspension. Yes, they didn't get that suspension. Nothing like that. It just seems as if this particular woman is targeted. She's talking about situations where, you know, she feels that every time she needs to speak up, she needs to be part of a group of senators to do things. Somehow she's being marginalized. Why didn't we have her co-female senators standing up and speak up for her? At the workplace, you have a colleague, a female colleague, who has some issue. Most times, a woman will find herself on her own when she decides to be bolder than what is expected. We are expected to be bold, but not too bold. Not too bold. We've had people say on this show, this one, she talks too much. It's her voice that is the loudest.
It's aggressive.
Where, talk, but
you
no
know,
shout.
why is it that this table, why is it that there are no men in this table? That's why these women are just talking nonsense because there's no man between them. We hear those sort of conversations every day. Because a woman is supposed to speak, but not too much. A bit high, you know, don't raise your voice too high. Be confident, but don't be too confident. You know, so those are the things that I'm talking to.
I like what you're saying. What I hear is we need to support women more as women. Instead of just paying lip service to women supporting women, we need to show the support in real time, in action, just the way the men showed support to their fellow men in real time as well. So if we can change that, a lot of things will begin to work better, because it seems like when a woman gets into the crosshairs, every other woman finds a way to step back, not consign us. We remove ourselves, and then we are shouting equality. So that's where we need to work on. I agree with you absolutely. But we'll have another caller on the line. Good morning. Good morning. Are you there?
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning, ma'am.
This one they are calling me Ma today. Am I looking for
Hello, I'm calling from Jos.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you. Hello?
We can
We can hear you.
Just speak.
Stop listening to the TV.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Oh, all right. I'm Mrs. Morris Kevin from Jos.
Welcome to this.
It's just tiny Natasha's issue. And I'm glad it's being discussed. It actually provokes me, being human first. But what fault of mine is it that I have passions, intellectual, whatever it is. The women go through school, through life with their counterparts, the men, with passions, intellectual abilities. But what fault of theirs is it that they are born in this form, the woman's body? That's my first question. The world is evolving. Different tools, instruments have changed with the civilization and things changing. But why is it that when it comes to the woman is just kept in that culture, that old culture that the woman should not evolve?
The woman should not evolve.
Oh, okay.
If every other thing is changing, I mean, politically, intellectually, things are changing, things have evolved. Women are somehow just being kept in that old state, when it comes to culture and tradition. We're supposed to be allowed to evolve too. Is it possible for women
Who do you think is stopping us? Who do you think is stopping us from evolving? Who?
Yes, it's right from the women and the men. But
I like that you answered women and the men. Most especially the women. We need to talk to ourselves.
Yes.
That's my own personal opinion. Most especially the women. The men would go where you send them to. Understand the psychology of men. I am telling you. They will go where you send them to. If you check people that support women more, it's even men. The other caller had said it. They will support you. They will help you.
As long as you're not arguing,
hold on.
as long as your ambition does not get to them.
Wait.
I can let you become vice president.
Hold on now, calm down. I studied political science in the university. In my class, we were just about 4 or 5 girls. Not a lot. We have more men in that class. All the support we got were from the men. Men would always support you for different things. Academics, not to give you secretary. No, I was meant to go to SUG, not secretary. We're supported from anyhow we want it. Just let them know what you want. Then they will tell you the right moves to pull, the right people to speak to, and you will get there. They will support. The people that made me not to win my election were women, not the men. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be...
Great Nigerian place to work.
you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Yeah, that's all we can take. Can close the show, Father.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
Welcome back. We are still having a conversation, and some people begged to differ when I said women did not support me in politics, but men did.
So I was also in politics in school, and truly women didn't see the need.
You see?
But not until they saw the need.
Okay.
So over systemic abuse in time is to see another woman as a threat. And men who know their game play this game. If a man is cheating on his girlfriend, he tells the girlfriend it's the other girl that is the problem. He that is cheating is not the problem.
True.
So when we did the primaries in class, I remember standing in front of the class and I looked at the girls and they all had their friends. The guy they were supporting his friend to a boyfriend, and that's how they saw it. Until my party played the game of everybody stepping down for me. Because my party, made up of men and women, saw me as the viable person. And until then, when we now did the major elections, it didn't work. They didn't see it. Women won't see it. It is systemic over time abuses. The women thought, share this larger again. Even till now that we have left school, imagine me organizing the reunion. Somebody said, "Say we will come that party, we no go drink alcohol." Is that better get them out of that planning committee? Because serious? I will not buy you alcohol, but I did not stop you from bringing your own. And so women need to be reinformed, reorientated that another woman is not a threat to you. She's your ally.
Like Stockholm
syndrome. But it has happened over the years. Look, from our mother's time.
Bashed you.
Another woman is another woman was meant to be your threat.
Can I use this excuse because so that just to add, there's an excuse that's being used that says she says I propositioned her. Is she trying to say that you that have not propositioned, you are not as fine as she is?
To pitch the two women against each other.
Women against each other for looks.
Thank you, Miriam. I wanted to use this because I read Senator King Igwe's stand on this, and I saw it online, and I hated it. The fact that another woman comes to you.
Terrible.
She might be lying. I'm still stating that. I'm not saying that everything. She just might be lying. But what do you do when a woman comes to you? You have her back until things are proven to be different.
Yeah.
And even when, because things are skewed not in the feminine gender favor.
That's the one. Usually.
So if the 4 of you that are in the house are you silenced, if one of you can be silenced, all 4 of you will exist in that house at the end of the house and just be carrying fight to any committee, may they shall give us, may they shall give us. You'll be unable to stand up for your community. And Ajaokuta alone has proven that Natasha knows what she went to the house for. So those kind of examples are not the examples we should be talking about. It is over time systemic abuses that have made women see other women to be too bold, to be threatened, to be threats to whatever agenda they have.
So that's the mindset we need to change.
We need to change it.
That's why they can say women are not supporting women.
I want to say that the lie that women don't support women started somewhere. That's my point.
Yes.
Somebody started that lie. Women support women. Women are proud of women. If you live in the me that have 20-something best friends know that women there's a woman for everything. There's a woman for everything in my life, and including men. I must say, well done to the he for she's. But we know that this saying that women don't support women
started from somewhere.
Whenever you believe it, check yourself. Somebody don't abuse you.
So let's take this call. We have a caller from Abuja. Good morning.
Sorry. So, you know when I love where we're going to. If you can find out that a person has, all of us can see that this thing is wrong, and the person there is saying, this is how he loves me, being beaten. Or you find a man say, I love you, but I want to discipline you. This is how I will do it because of what they have seen. So if we see the way, if we see some women, we should realize that we are all a product of our community and our environment. And there's a programming the community has given. Earlier, Nima was saying, oh, elitist families, women, girls are not dealing with this. The reality is, I did not understand that there were things I cannot do, because I did not grow up in a house where I was told there were things I could not do. But there are people my age who till now are still wondering, why is she daring? Why is she her own is too much. So you will now blame that person that why is this person not supporting Tokwe? Why are you not supporting Tiamo? Because you don't, that means you are beefing her. That's all she knows. She's wondering, why can't you just be okay with being a wife and a mother? Why are you going to say you want to do business? Why are you going to say you want to buy houses and buy land? And why? Your own is too much. Why you said you enter Senate, you thank God. You did travel. So you're not complaining. You want to be chairman committee. So they're looking at her and saying, we should be grateful we even have a seat.
We have.
You are asking for more. You are asking to be respected. You are asking that your seat should not be changed. Why are you making demands?
Now you have got and I will permit you. We have another caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Bode from Ikeja.
Good morning, Bode. Welcome.
I want to appreciate you beautiful ladies in the studio for the job you're doing. It's an awesome one.
Thank you.
I also would like to speak to what one of the callers spoke to. As she said, the evolution of women. Why shouldn't it be considered as a natural consequence of
time?
The natural order of things, since everything is changing? Well, it's not a bad concept, but it cannot be taken in isolation. If women are to be considered to be allowed to evolve as well, the natural role and responsibilities of that gender, being the gender that has been given the unique capacity to multitask, to nurture, to guide, with the special skill sets that God has bestowed on that gender, giving them a peculiar responsibility for nurturing society, for producing the leaders, for producing all segments of society, for being responsible for so many things, then I would like women, in addition to aspiring to break the glass ceiling, be the leaders, be the head, and all of that, great. I would also like women to stick to those other expectations that society looks up to women for, where men will fail woefully. And because of the consequence of the progress women has made, for me, can be seen in that aspect where we now have all the youths in drugs, all the delinquencies in society, all of the homes.
But thank you. You know, this responsibility you are giving to just women is for both men and women, right? We have fathers who are not modeling for their children and mothers who are not modeling for their children. Some mothers are trying, some fathers are trying. It's a collective, yes, it's not exactly. So, but let's take your final thoughts. We have to go.
So, the very important, I appreciate, you know, aspiring career-minded women, but that's not to downplay the very important role of a woman who has chosen to be, who is comfortable being a mother. It's too important a duty for us to compare it to women, so that those women don't think that they are lesser. You can choose that your fulfillment is in giving up that
and
for your reason, and it is perfect.
Yes, it is.
When you choose it, so that you feel fulfilled at it. You don't feel less because your friends are flying and doing things that they love. If it is what you love. I have a young girl. I told you I had to learn to nurture from that girl. She's a natural nurturer, younger than I am. Far 18 years younger than I am. But that's what you see her do naturally. Unlike me, that they used to have to go and bring me from football field to come and be a girl. So, but I had to understudy her because I always wonder why she's always proper. You know, a baby with her is safer. I had to watch her to learn it properly. You know, so there are women who are wired like that, and their fulfillment should be validated in that place. So that's important part. Then just like the caller said, we are natural nurturers. It doesn't mean that we are weak enough. Imagine that weak. What's that thing that is the stage a butterfly is before they become
larva? Is it larva?
Yeah, before they finally caterpillar. That weak caterpillar struggling. When it's time to blossom, let us blossom.
Yes, I like the fact that they had to bring you from football field to come and
all the time. They always go find me.
That's all we can take on this segment. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned one or two things from it. When we come back, we'll move on to yet another segment of the show. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back. We'll be right back.
Almost naked. You're already almost naked.
Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you father.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship.
Thanks for staying with us. So in celebration of International Women's Day, Lush Hair is leading the charge in promoting inclusivity and empowering Nigerian women to feel confident in themselves. In commemoration of International Women's Day, Lush Hair's mission aligns with the global theme of empowering women to challenge societal norms and expectations by providing Nigerian women with the tools and confidence to embrace their beauty and unique features. They are helping to create a more inclusive and equitable society. So join Lush Hair in celebrating International Women's Day and empowering Nigerian women to feel confident, beautiful, and inclusively celebrated as they unveil their ambassadors for the first time on Your View. Joining us now is a Nigerian film, actress, dancer, model, social media influencer, musician, and a lot of other things who rose to fame through hard work, consistency, and she's one of the new ambassadors of Lush Hair. Welcome with us, Rachel Okonkwo. Woo! Woo! Hi, beautiful ladies. Woo!
Walking in. Beautiful.
Woo! You look amazing.
Thank you.
You
Just
look
like
amazing.
you're gorgeous.
You look amazing. Yeah. So, welcome. Take a deep breath. Now tell us, what was the reason you decided to join Lush Hair as an ambassador?
The reason is because Lush Hair is encouraging women to be themselves, to thrive, to be confident, and to know that they are valuable, they are loved, and they are worthy.
Amazing.
I love it. So beautiful. You mentioned confidence.
Yes.
So what does confidence mean to you, and how do you work on it, nurture it, and maintain it?
Confidence for me is knowing that I am worthy, I am beautiful, I'm a queen regardless of my flaws and excesses, regardless of my height, regardless of my color, regardless of whatever. What is building me, or what has built me to this sophisticated queen you're seeing is not what I'm putting on, it's within.
Yay!
It's within.
Amazing.
I love it.
Let's talk about your work. I'm a fan.
Thank
so I love
you.
your movies, and I've watched a lot of them. And so how do you juggle hard work, your responsibilities, your creativity, and help use it to change narratives?
First of all, I don't dwell on my emotions. I face my reality. Because one of the problems I've realized about our agenda is that when you allow emotions to overwhelm you, you might not be productive. And juggling within your activity, I'm an orphan, first child, so I have the responsibility of taking care of my siblings, my work as an actor, influencer, producer, and of course a baby girl for life.
I like it.
It is not easy doing all of these things, but because I'm persistent and because I already know what I want, I have clarity about the personality I'm building, the future I want for myself, and everything. So I'm able to juggle around it. Sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I'm weak, sometimes I win, sometimes I fail. However, I'm a queen.
I feel like there's a feeling that I'm just having as I hear you, because you're not just validating yourself, you're validating every woman out there. You know, you're spreading that positive vibe, that confidence, and it just feels very apt that you are an ambassador. But I want to ask you, how important is this journey, fashion, lifestyle, brand? Like, how important is it for a woman to embrace all of these things together?
As a woman, you can't talk about a woman without talking about fashion, beauty, and style. I mean, look at you.
Oh, darling.
Look at you. Look at you. You all look magnificent.
So
and that's
you.
fashion, style, beauty, inclusive. So it's very important for us to understand that it starts with us. We need to look beautiful, we need to be presentable, we need to look sexy. So you need to be a baby girl for life. I'm sorry. But you understand what I mean. At every point in time as a woman, you need to realize that your look matters. Days are gone when you go about thinking, oh, I can look anyhow. I can. Nah. We all need to show up and show
out. Thank you so much, Rachel. Now we have our live audience in the building. I love you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Do we have any question for Rachel? Just one person before we go. Do we have any question?
Or comment?
Or comments? Just one before we go?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll take that when we come back. Is that okay? All right, thank you so much, Rachel, for joining us. I'm sure you're going to be here till the end of the event so that we can take pictures and admire you, your beauty, confidence, and the fact that you're representing Lush Hair. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, the show continues. Get ready to see more ambassadors.
Host, I can tell you that being a parent is one of the biggest reality shows you will ever produce.
Hi. Oh, yeah. As cute as they can be, even you need to take a break to take care of some of the other realities of life. And that's why the TVC Staff Crash was put together to help parents just like me get those professional childcare services that we need. Come on, let's go. Let's go. The TVC Staff Crash Baby Lounge team of professionals are here to help take a load off your mind. The TVC Staff Crash is a nursing mom support system, a toddler's safe haven, and a young learner's academy throughout the year. It's comfortable, convenient, and with competitive pricing for the modern parent. So, while they learn through play, you can go about getting your pay. The TVC Staff Crash, open to the public from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m.
Place to work.
you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym though, you're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's
what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
It's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to us? What is his name?
That woman.
Damn!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
Welcome back. So joining us now is a Nigerian stand-up comedian, actor, and social media host. She's also one of the latest ambassadors for Lush Hair. Welcome with us, Anita Aswoha, popularly known as Real Worry Pikin.
Welcome to the show.
Come on.
Wow. Oh, you look so
How
pretty.
Are you doing?
I did more or less.
You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you so much. You look so gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you. So let's talk about confidence for you. We have a lot of women out there who are not very confident. It could be from a result of their experiences. There's a lot of self-doubt. Society isn't supporting them. But you came out, you showed yourself, and you were not taking no for an answer. What gave you that sort of confidence? And
what gave you the audacity? That's the word.
And is that also what led you to be an ambassador for Lush?
Okay, so first of all, confidence for me is being unapologetically myself. And you cannot be unapologetically yourself and not feel inadequate sometimes, and not feel like you're not good enough sometimes. You know, you doubt yourself now. This life, say that you're born you as woman, come this world first, life they give you 1-0. So you must doubt yourself. It could be society where we say, as a woman, you need to work twice as hard. God can punish you, could be male-dominated industry. So you must shop or Didi. You don't understand? So what has really worked for me what has worked for me in this male-dominated industry and in
life in
general, as a mom, as a, I think it's just me being myself and understanding the fact that the biggest superpower that you have is being yourself.
Amazing.
Right? And of course, Lush stands for everything confidence. And that's why I think I'm here.
You're beautiful.
Give them.
You're beautiful.
Beauty or fashion. So how important is beauty, fashion in your role? Because the real worry picking personality, it's like Anita come today. Anita, so how important is it, to look stylish, to come out, well?
Oh yes. So everything for this life now HQ headquarters. And when they say don't judge the book by its cover, but your cover must buckish you. Yes,
so they could tear up.
That cover right now in 2025, the generation that we're in right now, you have to work on your cover. So it is very important that you have to look good. I don't test the two now. I don't take the time that they nonchalant. Big shoe, big polo, big jeans.
Different
but now that what happened to you now they talk small.
Different day. Tell us.
My management that time when they go call, they go ask questions. They say they were already picking brand. She has the engagement, she has the numbers, but she's not brand fit. Hey. She where they work you. So I need to package her. Because you don't understand. When you speak your English, you speak your pidgin. Yes. Because normally when I do school, not be pidgin English, I say write exam for school. My English. So some people they want to see other. You have to be versatile. Beauty in itself is being English hard though. English hard, So it is very important that you look a certain way. It's very important that you look appealing, not anyhow, but very intentional about how you look. Even though you are not in the public space, as a human being first, when you have a bad hair, you have a bad day.
Wisdom.
Please give me that vibe. Give me vibe. Meanwhile, let me ask, I'm looking at here. Nima says this is Anita. I feel you're in your soft girl era. Yes. Right now. Tell us how it feels to be there, and advise us. Give us some tips on how to get there.
It took a lot of bashing, and again, I used to always say it. Ikechi Kuna, one of the people who will be saying, "No, really make me." Because when you marry husband, when they complain about anything, you just there, you big, you accept you.
I love you like that. All this, I love you like that.
I love you like that. You don't have to work on yourself. No, every human being, you need to learn, unlearn, and relearn in every stage of your life.
Thank you.
When you call girls, go tell you, say anyhow you are. Get one picture when I see which they be like auntie wake up for Cotonou. You see my neck, man be like leg. I say, Kiafa, you seen me 7 years. This picture you like her. He says, hi, my brother, I beg.
Don't love this like this.
So now sickness cutting enter. Until sickness enter, now you can say, you know what, it's not lose weight naturally, so. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go do weight loss surgery. I had to be sick for him to,
realize that.
See that. And again, when I got do, and I got to say, show. You find this is how I met you. That's how you got fresh. Yeah. So now as I do the tea finish, I go say show to the apple. But let's say the tea expensive because you share wardrobe 3 times.
Talk about your question.
Yes. So for me, I want to ask you about women's expectation. The burden that women have to carry, because you just said something. It's undeniable that you're a very smart person, and yet you had to make so much effort, to step into, to get people to see your total package. Do you feel like that burden is a whole lot, and how would you help women? Because we're unveiling you as an ambassador, we're unveiling, celebrating Lush for the pushing confidence and all of that, but there are women out there that they're wondering, I have more. There's a lot of expectation. What do I need to do?
Women out there, nobody has the right to make you feel bad without your consent.
So true.
Word.
Yeah.
True. Word.
The bashing, the whatever, the expectations will increase as far as you are alive. So you have to live with it. When you are living with it, you must use HQ, which is headquarters.
Very important.
Focus on feeding your spirit, because the Bible says, your spiritual controls the physical. So feed your spirit. When you go to say you want to go gym, go work on your physical, you want to shop good food. But get the kind of food where the body inside the spirit not need. Some of us they're fresh for us, and when you see inside in a kwashoko,
True. Worms.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
So when you understand that life itself, sometimes it gives you food, sometimes it gives you your cutlass to go and cultivate it. When you understand the way life just did, when the expectation comes and everything comes unrealistic expectations, actually, you will have to live with it gracefully, seamlessly. Sometimes break down and cry.
It's important.
Yes.
We
when you cry,
gotta go,
up.
darling.
Yes. So then you go cry in a normal.
Yes.
Like you are like this, husband, children, in-law, fans. When they come like this, I don't know.
You have beautiful eyes.
We have to go. We'll be taking a short break now. When we come back, we'll reveal the final Lush ambassador. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Here's what a good hair day looks like and feels like.
I can tell you that being a parent is one of the biggest reality shows you will ever produce.
Hi. Oh, yeah. As cute as they can be, even you need to take a break to take care of some of the other realities of life. And that's why the TVC Staff Crash was put together to help parents just like me get those professional childcare services that they need. Come on, let's go. Let's go. The TVC Staff Crash Baby Lounge team of professionals are here to help take a load off your mind. The TVC Staff Crash is a nursing mom support system, a toddler safe haven, and a young learners academy throughout the year. It's comfortable, convenient, and with competitive pricing for the modern parent. So, while they learn through play, you can go about getting your pay. The TVC Staff Crash, open to the public from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m.
Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars,
So let me go and look for my jammies. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
You be like person with no budget.
at this point, I
Welcome back. We still have our amazing audience in the building. All right. So joining us now is a Nigerian filmmaker, actor, director, producer, and even a realtor. She has over and over again grossed over ₦1 billion at box office. And is currently the highest grossing director in Nigerian box office. She's also one of the ambassadors of Lush Hair. Welcome with us, the legend Funke Akindele. Hello. Happy International Women's Day.
Wishing you the same right
Anytime
now.
I see you and everything you're doing, I'm always like, if somebody can be there, yes, so we get there. It's possible. If she can be there, this will get there. Amen. You're welcome. So tell me, the pressure of being a certain way because you're in the public eye, how does that get to you?
I do not want to be a certain way because I'm in the public eye. I want to be comfortable in my skin. I want to be comfortable in what I'm wearing. I want to look beautiful, confident. That is very important for me. So I prioritize that first. I build my confidence in whatever I wear, however I look. That is number one for me. So I'm not doing it because I have to do it the way you want me to be. You understand? That's why I'm here right now. Seated.
Amazing. Welcome.
So we cannot talk.
Okay. Your profile was red.
Okay.
And it sounded so intimidating. Then you're
So
now
dim,
walking.
And you're very simple, natural.
So tell me, what part does confidence play? Humility play in confidence?
Plays a lot. When you talk about humility, it doesn't mean you have to be dumb, push around. No. You have to know who you are, your worth. And you know, this also goes with confidence. When you're humble, it opens doors for you.
Wow.
You can be confident and humble.
So
it's very important for me.
You're a woman that works so hard. You've been working so hard
since the beginning.
When we were just watching you till we got into the labor market. You've been working, and you're doing so amazing. And I'm happy, how your hard work is the fruit of your hard work it's coming to be. But alongside your hard work, I see this fine babe. It's as if every year a beautiful side of you just emerges. Please talk to us about the importance of self-care as a hard-working woman that's juggling so many roles.
We talked about confidence just now. And how do you build your confidence? By loving yourself, caring about yourself, believing in who you are, your worth. Like, I'm looking so good, cleaned up, my hair is beautiful, well braided, my makeup is beautiful, my jewelry. It builds my confidence. And whenever I care for myself, I look good, I can walk into any room, I can speak to anybody. So it's very important for every woman out there to take good care of themselves. It's very, very important. And in all my content, you see that I always talk about this. It's very important. And that is why I'm representing this kind of brand that celebrates, that promotes confidence and self-love.
Let me ask you, what was you've said a bit about it, but what was the biggest reason you jumped on this brand? When they reached out to you, why did you decide that you want to say yes to being a brand ambassador for Lush Hair?
Okay, for me, I believe so much in promoting self-care and love. You understand? I believe so much in empowering people, especially the women. So when I see a product that is committed to empowering women by providing different, hair extensions, hair treatment products, I will jump at it. Because over the years, I've battled with treating my hair. Because I love to braid my hair. I know treating it has been an issue for me. Then seeing a brand that has wide range of hair treatment and extensions, weave-ons. Why won't I jump at it? And you can see what I'm wearing now. Don't you like it?
Yes.
So that's the major reason why I'm partnering with them.
Oh, fantastic. Honestly, this
our
time is so short.
Time is so short. It's
How
really
can we have the whole
do today? But we are going to be inviting the gift sharer because we have Lush has amazing gifts
for live audience.
For our live audience. Where are you, darling? Come begin share the gifts. And can we take one question from the audience for our brand ambassador here? Who has the mic?
It should be a woman now.
All right.
My passion.
Why they share the gift? Go ahead, share the gift.
I want to ask, I want to know what you do to maintain this beauty, because I think Lush Hair is doing a good job on you. Because I've been your fan
for a long time.
80s, 90s.
Wow.
I need to know.
Wow.
That's
90s.
You are an amazing person. I will never stop being your fan.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you so much. What have I been doing? By being me, taking care of myself, my mental health, my physical health is very important. It's very, very important. Protecting, making sure everything around me is positive. The daily affirmation is very important. I'm beautifully, carefully, and wonderfully made. Thank God for my late mom. You know, she taught me all that. So that has helped me over the years.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being brand ambassador for Lush. Thank you, Lush, for trusting TVC
and your view to be the platform
to launch your new ambassador. And thank you to Anita, Rachel. I wish we had more time.
Join us.
Oh yes. Join us quickly. On set.
Communities.
Yes.
With all the ambassadors for Lush.
You guys are doing amazing work. Thank you so much for pinking it today.
It looks so nice.
Pinking it with us. Let's come this way. Let's come this way. Thank you. Thank
different products.
Yes. And they all look so amazing. So amazing. Thank you, audience, for joining us today.
Thank you for having us on board.
Thank you. And thank you to Lush Hair once again. Thank you. That's all we can take. Thank you, ladies. My ladies, thank you. Thank you so much for today. That's all we can take on the show. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a fantastic day and bye-bye now.